We're back to work in Dublin again. Claire is a journalist by training. I think one of Ireland's really outstanding journalists at the moment, and we can listen to you now every morning. And we say thanks both to Claire for being here today and your time, for Bill, for once again Bill graciously giving us your time today, and for everybody here for giving up their lunch to listen to Bill Cullen.
Just me and you, kid.
Claire has all the questions and I have all the answers. What more can we say?
Look, it's lovely to get a chance to talk to you, and we've got a longer period of time to do it, because normally when I meet you it's only for a couple of minutes. And yeah, in and out very quickly. I was wondering how to start this. You know, where do you start with Bill Cullen? Where do you start with your career? And I thought I'd start at the end. Let's talk about The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Do you realise how much it has captured the attention of the nation? Do you realise the impact that it's had?
No, we don't, because the only thing, first of all, I don't see The Apprentice till you see it. I'm involved literally in just topping and tailing it, as you'd understand. I just give them their task on a Monday morning, and then Jackie and Bryne have to look after them all day Monday, all day Tuesday. And on Wednesday morning we do the boardroom scene, and that's where I come in. I haven't seen any of the rushes, I don't see any of the film. So it's literally listening to Bryne, listening to Jackie, and then going in and sitting down in front of them. And what I have to use then is my own instincts, my own instinctive wisdom on who's fannying, who's telling porky pies, who's doing this, who's doing that. And at the end of the night, I often fire somebody who Jackie might disagree with, and I get a few kicks under the table. You have to watch for that. You have to watch me when I go like that. Jackie's at it kicking me, and then the production team as well. They might want to keep this person because they're good entertainment. I said that one's going, and I'm in charge in the boardroom. So from that point of view, it's relatively easy for me.
And why did you decide to do it in the first instance?
Well, they've been asking me for a few years, Claire. A couple of different people who got the franchise from Mark Burnett in the States came to me and said we'd do it, and I was just too busy. But in the past 12 months, first of all, I've sold my company back to Renault for a little bit more than the pound they gave me, that I gave them for it initially. And secondly, I have an academy where we're teaching people, so I thought The Apprentice would be a vehicle for giving us a bit of profile, which it is. And the boardroom is held in our head office now up out at Swords.
Did you have any say in the candidates, in the selection process?
No, but I had, the only say I had was that a recruitment company were hired to pick the candidates, and I gave them the talents and abilities that I was looking for in my apprentice, and they certainly adhered to that. But they went off and did the whole recruitment. We had 1,600 applications. They whittled that. They saw 800 of them. They whittled it down to 50. From that, they took the last 14.
What did you think of them initially?
I thought they were much better than the English ones, for starters. But I'll never forget the fact that when I looked at them all, they all looked so young. And the one thing you want in business today is a bit of experience. And I suppose what I'm looking for in the candidates right to now is a bit of experience, as well as good education and street smarts. You have to have that.
A lot of people are talking about Joanne, who was the second from last to be fired, and what she did, going out there and cheating when it came to the task. She was asked to recycle stuff. I don't know if many of you saw it, but she was asked to...
Oh, you all know Joanna, don't you?
Joanna, do you know?
Boy, Japers, we all know Joanna.
Were you surprised at that? I was totally shocked, I have to say, because I thought that she was Little Miss Goody Two-Shoes and she would do anything to get this job and not dirty her bib. I was so surprised.
No, but you just said it all there in one word. She would do anything to get this job. From the first time we met her, and the only time I met the contestants where they were lined up in front of me, 14 of them, and I just come out and said, "Morning, everybody. I'm Bill Cullen." And he said, "Oh, yeah." And so I said, "Just give me your names one by one." And Joanna was last. And when she came to it, they all said, "Well, I'm Claire, I'm Mary," whoever. But when it came to Joanna, she said, she stepped out first, 2 steps in front of everyone. She put her hand on her hip. She put her chest up in the air. And then she said, "I'm your warrior, Bill. I'm your man. I'm for you. And don't mind these Egypts." That's what she said. And after that introduction, I remember saying to Jackie, on that day, I said, "Joanna has a fixation on winning. And I just hope that doesn't smother her abilities or her integrity." Because she looked as if she was going to do anything. And she did.
Yeah, well, when
she crossed the border that you just can't cross in business.
She came in to see us the next day, the day after she was fired. She came into Newstalk to chat to us. And myself and Jar said to her, do you not think that you might have damaged your future career prospects? Now, she couldn't see it at the time, but maybe as time goes by, she might change her opinion on that. Do you think that she's somebody who's less employable now? Would you give her a job?
I would say it hasn't helped her career going forward. And the sad thing is she doesn't realise that, or didn't. Maybe now she does. It was very difficult for me that night in the boardroom where I was given this information halfway through. They discovered this email that she had sent. So we had a little break, as we do. You always have a break when we're doing the boardroom where we say, we have to change the tapes, you know. And that's kind of a signal for we better just stand down for a little while. So in that time, we got a little bit more information. And I probably had it with me there. We had her, we knew what she had done, and I could have taken her to the cleaners, if you like. And I decided not to do that. I asked her a couple of questions. She went to tell me lies. Do you know who Ray Murphy is? Oh, that's me husband. Did you contact Ray on Friday? In what context? So, you know, that's as far as I left it at that. I think that those two sentences alone was enough to tell the astute audience what was going on. So I left her at that. And then she went out into the car and confessed, as if she had doing something wonderful, that cheating and, you know, getting one up on her colleagues and thinking they were idiots and all that stuff. So I don't think that's going to help her, but who knows? She says she might be getting a job in television as the Wicked Witch or something.
There you go. I mentioned to you earlier on that I was telling the hairdresser today that I was coming to interview Bill Cullen. The entire time that I spent with her after that was spent discussing The Apprentice and the fact that herself and her little son, he's 11, they sit there and they watch it every Monday night. You know the bit at the end where they show what's going to happen next week and we see you going, you're fired. Her son tries to analyse where you're looking. And then when the guys come in next week and sit down, he goes, oh, he was looking in her direction, she's definitely gone. But anyway, she was telling me that her son, Adam, was very sad to see Paddy go. And I thought that you were very sad to see Paddy go.
Well, the thing was that on that particular issue, Orla had done a great job, other than she hadn't checked the name for the DAA in Buy and Fly. And I had to make up my mind, had she done that deliberately? Did she find out and not say anything? And I took the opinion then that she didn't know, she assumed, she thought someone else had done it, or she lost it. You must remember that they do in about 14 hours what it would take a design team to go in and do in 2 and 3 weeks. Fit out a shop in 14 hours. So I gave her, I left that there. I knew she was a very strong leader, she was pushy, and she had good ideas. The thing that got Paddy was, in the 6 or 7 weeks, he had never come to the fore with anything. He's a great salesman, he's a lovely personality, and I did like him. But at the end of the day, I don't want people working for me because I like them. Yes, I like all the people. I try and make sure I get people I like. But by japers, you have to be able to work, and you have to be able to commit, and you have to be able to go for it. And even on that particular, Paddy was wandering around the airport kind of, what's going on? I wish, you know, and I can't stand that. I honestly say that the one thing that pisses me off is people who don't have anything to do and I'm paying them.
Is there
and they're sitting there saying, what'll I do? So, for that reason, he went, no, you're right, I did feel it.
Yeah.
And he was very upset tonight, and I did say to him, listen, you've got all the talent in the world, you make your own career, but learn from this and put a bit of aggro into it.
Is there anyone you've fired so far that we have seen that you've said, look, maybe you might have a future with Bill Cullen and with your organisations? Is there anybody?
No, nobody that's gone would have had a chance working with me.
Really?
The great thing about this is normally when you're hiring somebody, we sit across